Nostradamus mentioned in his 1475 century 10. Long awaited, he will not take birth in Europe. India will produce the immortal ruler, seeing wisdom and power of unlimited scope. Asia will bow before this conquering scholar. On December 21, 1960, Diamond discussed, "What do you mean by yoga? See, from time immemorial, its meaning was that Chakra. That means six circles within the body. No, its real meaning is not that. It means to remain united with infinity, and that infinity is not outside. It is within the body, and its manifestation is the real yoga. And you see, when one remains united with the infinity, then only the infinite power of the body is manifested. Otherwise, those circles do not carry any sense. How can I explain to you how much infinite power this human body carries? Even see that the seed of immortality is within this human body, and he can live forever with his physical body. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it is mentioned, "Be prepared for death." But can a man be prepared for death? So long its meaning has been accepted as to salute death, which means death is inevitable. They are prepared for death due to the existence of death cell in the brain. But when a man is transformed into God, then how does he prepare himself for death? It is by facing death, by conquering death. It means face death and conquering death. Don't be afraid. Even a man like Sri Ramakrishna said, "Be prepared for death." And in that case, the opposite has come within my brain. He said, when a man is drowned in that ocean, he becomes immortal. This ocean is the human ocean, and I am drowned in it, and you have proved that. Then I have become immortal, and to become immortal, I have to live forever with this physical body. Atma or soul has no death, but it is vague. Vedic sages are praying for immortality, but they could not survive. So, when it will be manifested within the human body, then only we can conclude. Still, let me say that always think about conquering death, not to salute death. What is the real meaning of immortality? On 24 July 1964, Diamond discussed, "What do you mean by oracle? You hear it, isn't so? What is Veda? Its another meaning is Shruti. That means a subtle note that is heard at the time of changing the voice from one note to another. The sages were the visualizers of hymns. To hear and to see are the same. The proof of this Shruti is Old Testament, where the prophets have mentioned on the basis of Shruti. There is another religious scripture which is entirely full of oracles, is Quran. Then the question comes, who heard the oracles in Vedas? The answer is that perfect man. That man manifests himself as oracle, and at the same time he is the listener. If you ask how is it possible, the listeners were the rishis or sages who heard the oracles. Then how could they be merged into the Atma or soul? They said, "He is the best man, and this is soul or Atma." So far, all the scholars and religious teachers have mentioned about Atman or soul within the body. Why haven't they proved that he is the soul or Atma with physical body? Atma and the Purusha are the same, and why none of them couldn't be that perfect man who could transform everyone into his own form? This proves that the man within the body is the listener. So far, this unknown man was listener, and now he has got flesh and blood body in the form of a living human body. Now, that inner man is the speaker, but outside he is the listener, and you are the speaker. Because unless you tell me your stories, I come to know nothing. I knew myself through you, and for this reason I used to say that you are my teachers. Now you see that the great person was so long within the bodies of those rishis and religious teachers as an embryo. But through embryo you cannot expect the austerities. It requires a living body, and this is the body. Now you say, whether Vedas have mentioned about the past or future, the proof is in the Vedas. The man in the sun. Who is that man in the sun? A good number of people have seen my form in the sun. What is sun? The life is the sun. So long human beings will continue seeing me within their bodies, I shall live. There is no destruction of Brahmavidya or the supreme cult. Vedas are saying those who see this Atman or soul within their bodies, they get perpetual happiness, peace, and become calm. I had no idea about all these things, but still it is continuing. It never happened before that a man was transformed into Brahma or Supreme Being. The truth is discovered through me, and you are announcing that a living man is Brahma. Chandogya Upanishad has mentioned thus, as long as the sun shall rise in the east and set in the west, so long will he compass the over lordship and the chief sovereignty. In the year 1975, Patit Pavan Datta shifted to their newly built house from Salkia to Sipur at Howrah. The house was not yet completed. Some portions were under construction. One day, one of the masons told Patit, "You know, today one gentleman came here. After surveying everything, he told that the house was constructed nicely. Patit ignored it, but after 3 4 days, he thought something and decided that he would show Diamond's photo to the mason and asked, "Is this the gentleman who came to you?" He at once said, "Yes, yes, he was the man who came to me that day." Patit told him nothing, but thought that the mason got the grace of God without his knowledge. Now I shall narrate about Mrs. Renu Kejriwal's incident. She narrated her incident, recent experience, how she saw Diamond or Jibankrishna in the plane when she was coming from Delhi to Kolkata. Her narration is such. It was the month of April 24, 2012. I have hailed the flight from Delhi to Kolkata with my husband. In the midway, the plane fell in an air pocket, and the jerking was such extreme that all the lights were turned off. We were really scared. Suddenly, I saw that Diamond was standing near the exit door. Though he stood face to face, but he kept his head turning towards the cockpit. I told my husband, "See, Diamond is standing there." My husband said, "Where is he? I can't see anything." I said, "Strange, you can't see anything. Look, he is standing near the entrance gate." But still he denied. However, I saw that so long the light was off, he continued to stand in that fashion, and when the light came, he was not visible. He was wearing trouser and coat with a cap on his head. He had short beard and hair as we see in his photo. I understood that Diamond was the savior of all of us with his grace. Mrs. Dipali Das from the Reading Center of Muktaram De Lane, Howrah, has narrated her vision in reality, how she saw Diamond in flesh and blood condition. After the evening, I was reading Diamond's Bengali book Dharma at my home. There was none that day at my house. I was deeply engaged in reading. Just for a moment, I saw Diamond was standing there. I thought it might be my illusion, so I again started reading. But again I saw that he was standing there wearing a white dhoti covering his body with a winter suit of cloth. I was speechless seeing him standing there and sat like a statue. After a while, I got back my sense. The date was 17 December 1998. Shukumar Maitra goes to the residence of their Kumar Chaudhary, who was a companion of Jibankrishna. He narrated his experience, how he saw Diamond in physical body and in a dream. On January 30, 1995, I saw walking on the road for going to my office. Suddenly I saw a rickshaw coming behind me. As soon as it came near me, it stopped. Turning my face behind, I saw that Diamond was seated on the rickshaw. He had fair complexion, very strongly built body. The rickshaw driver got down from the rickshaw, but it moved automatically to a certain distance. While moving, the nuts of the rear tire scratched my leg and tore a portion of my cloth. I became agitated and wanted to scold the rickshaw driver. But all on a sudden, all my agitation was removed by some unknown cause. So I told the driver, "What has happened is predestined. What will you do? Don't mind, go. But my cloth was torn. I have only two clothes. How shall I manage? I noticed that Diamond was seated on the rickshaw silently. While I approached to a certain distance, I realized that all these incidents happened in my half conscious state. Nothing happened in physical eye. Manoj Patra resides at Dibrugarh, Assam, India. Once he came to Kolkata and narrated his strange experience seen in Dibrugarh. In the year 1984-85, I went to stay for a while at my maternal nephew Deepak's residence at Kolkata. He was a companion of Diamond, about whom I had this experience. One day he took me to Diamond's another companion, Arun, his residence at Kolkata, to introduce me with him. It was an afternoon. I sat inside the ground floor room of Mr. Ghosh. I noticed a photo of a gentleman hanging on the wall. He was in a sitting posture on a cot. He had strongly built body, bare upper body, clean shaved head and face, bright large eyes and fair complexion. He wore a dhuti. His look was very penetrating. I was looking at him and couldn't turn my eyes. Mr. Ghosh asked me, "Why are you looking at him?" Getting back my sense, I asked him, "Did he go any time to Dibrugarh?" He exclaimed, "Why?" I said, "I saw him in Dibrugarh last year." He asked, "How do you say that?" Actually, one day I was returning home in the morning, finishing my shopping, and on my way I saw this gentleman with dhoti and Punjabi walking on the road. He was looking at me again and again as if he wanted to say something to me. I was thinking that this gentleman seemed to be new in Dibrugarh town, but didn't pay more attention to him and returned home. Mr. Ghosh asks me, "Are you sure that you saw him there?" I said emphatically, "Yes, of course. I will never forget his face." Then Mr. Ghosh said, "Listen, he never had been to any place of India except Benares and Puri, and he expired in 1967. Hearing this, I was overwhelmed with surprise and asked, "How is it possible?" Mr. Ghosh said, "Yes, this was also his question throughout his life. Why people see him in dreams and reality without seeing him or without knowing anything about him. It still remains beyond any perception, and it is not known when this mystery will be solved." Hearing this from him, I became perplexed and mum. Spontaneous full-fledged evolution of self results immortality. On January 4, 1960, Diamond discussed, "Soul is immortal. There is no proof. It is merely imaginary. When this life power unfolds during the lifetime of the performer of the austerity spontaneously, then there will be a full manifestation of self resulting immortality. To establish the immortality of soul, one has to live forever in physical body. And as there is a possibility for a man to live forever, the great Vedic rishis praise, "Take me from unreal to real, take me from darkness to light, take me from mortality to immortality." The first two were mentioned during the lifetime, but have they mentioned the last one after death? No, not at all. The scholars made wrong interpretations. Just see, the rishi who is saying this prayer is in the lifetime. The prayer, "Take me from dark to light," is also in the lifetime. And why this prayer, "Take me from mortality to immortality," will be applicable after death? That is also the prayer for immortal life during lifetime. This prayer of the rishis have not yet materialized, but may take form in future. Then only it can be proved that soul is immortal, and not before that. Otherwise, human beings may think that if not this life, then it may happen in his next birth. But where is the proof that there is rebirth? It has come from the concept that soul is immortal. In Vedanta, there is no rebirth. Can you say what kind of religion with death phobia has been performed so long? And what you are seeing now? A very strange phenomenon has manifested here. Better say, in the sense of dualism, otherwise nothing can be understood. God has created this thing here. See, a man is the doer. No one, on the other hand, he is doing everything. On the other hand, he says that God is doing it. As for example, see the case of Sri Ramakrishna. His hand was fractured and lastly he suffered from cancer. Now, has God done these things? Then you have to say that God is cruel. Whether God searches only the frailties of a man is his duty. No, a man is doing everything, though he cannot understand it. And so he brings an outer agency. Listen, a man is doing everything. This is Brahma Vidya or knowledge of the Supreme Self, and this is not destructible. So long everybody had been bearing this death phobia, but I am the exception. Only I am saying that I shall live forever. Am I giving the witness of such thing? No. The human race is bearing its proof.